Yeah. Now, me myself, I take my belief from a logical, rational perspective. First, nothing comes. You can't have something come from nothing.
Yeah.
So then that necessitates there's a creator. Now, God is perfect, and the message must be perfect. In the Quran, which is in this bag, we have the perfect message in a perfect book that's been perfectly preserved, and all of those things I can objectively prove.
You see, the thing is, I have my own opinion. You have your own opinion. You believe that this book that you have in your bag is perfect.
Yes,
I
objectively.
might not, yeah.
Objectively, not subjectively.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, you tell me what your criteria is for a book to be perfect.
I don't know what a perfect book is.
Something
I've
that
read
doesn't have
many books.
mistakes. Something that doesn't have mistakes. Something that makes prophecies, gets it right. Something that talks about different subjects as an expert. Because God is the expert.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Because
I don't believe that. I don't think there is anything beyond us. Wherever we are
Based
right now,
on what?
Based on what? Based on my opinion. Based on the things that I haven't seen, and I haven't seen anything.
Does your great grandmother exist?
I don't know.
Madam, have a lovely day. It was nice talking to you. If that's your perspective, madam, it's just because the fact of the matter is, you have to bring a certain level of sincerity because there are many elements of your life, yeah, where you're not going to apply that level of skepticism, yeah. And I'm thinking, why don't you apply that level of skepticism to everything? Does it make sense? Your mum, don't call her your mum. Your dad, don't call her your dad. Does it make sense? This gentleman, you know him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Tomorrow when you speak to him, he might be different. We don't know.
What?
It could change. The universe came from nothing, so why can't he just change?
It's not that. It's
Does that
not,
make sense? So that's whoa, madam.
No, it's not that I don't believe that the way. For example, he's my boyfriend.
Yep.
He's a completely different religion. He believes in something else. I believe in nothing. It doesn't bother me.
Madam, that's a completely different point.
No, it's not.
It
It's
is.
not,
I'm talking about logic and rationale. Right now, you don't know if your great grandmother existed.
No, it's not that I don't know. I don't care. Because what
That wasn't my
past,
question.
That what happened in the past.
That wasn't my question.
How would that affect me?
My question was.
Am I happy?
My question
Do I
was.
live? Can I dress myself? Can I eat? Can I enjoy my life?
Madam,
Can I
you
go on a
know,
holiday and do whatever I want
I
to do?
could
I'm
get.
doing this right now.
Madam. I could grab a child from Ethiopia who's working in a sweatshop, who's doing 14 hours a day, working for Nike or Tesco or whoever, yeah, and getting paid 4p an hour. Yeah, he's 4p.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's a supervisor. That's why he's getting paid 4p an hour. He is very happy. Yeah, all of his friends are jealous. He's 10 years old. All of his friends are jealous. He's got a job. He's working 14 hours a day with no windows, getting paid 4p, which is a lot for him. He's happy. You're happy. This is all subjective, madam. I said to you, the Quran is objectively true. You could challenge me in regards to, what do you mean by this? What's objective? Does it make sense? So I went through some things which is objective. Does it make sense? Something talking about a known fact, talking about history and getting it right, talking about a prophecy, something talking 1400 years ago, making a prediction is going to come true, and then it comes true. That's objectively verifiable. But you're gonna disregard that.
I don't disregard that. I'm a scientist by career.
Okay.
I don't believe in religion for a reason because
What do you believe then, madam?
What do I believe in?
Where did the universe come from? As a scientist, tell me.
Do you know what?
Okay, in fact, my question to yourself, madam.
Yeah.
What is science limited by? You're a scientist, tell me.
What is science limited by?
Yes.
Limited?
Yes.
Science is not limited by anything.
Incorrect. You're smarter than me, madam. You're a scientist.
I'm
It's
not,
limited.
Who said I'm smart?
Because you're a scientist, I'm not a scientist.
It doesn't matter.
This is your
It
field of
doesn't matter.
expertise, madam.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I don't-
Just because I've got the title does not mean that I'm smarter than you, mate.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't ever say that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Science is limited by time. Is limited by space. Is limited by what's tangible, where you can test and examine.
Space how? Time how?
Time as in, right now, if something isn't here in this particular time, yeah? As in time and space, as in, you need it physically here. Yeah. If it's not within our time, then it's like, does it make sense? Right now.
It depends on the equipment. It depends on material. It depends on the people.
So you
it depends
can
on the environment. Time. When you're talking time, it doesn't just because you don't have something right now does not mean that you're limited by it.
It's limited by the scientific method, which is created by Muslims actually, in regards to things which are tangible. If you can't physically hold it right now, science can tell you what a cake is made out of. Science can tell you the chemical reaction you have when you have the cake. Science can't tell you the cake. Science can't tell you why I bought the cake. Science can't tell you how it makes me feel when I have the cake. It can't tell me the emotional connection I have with a chocolate cake and why I'm traumatized and I don't eat my sister's cake. Science can't tell you that.
Cake has nothing in common.
Huh?
Has nothing in common.
Science is a tool, does it make sense?
No, it's not a tool.
What is it then, madam? Tell me.
It's not. Listen, I think.
Educate me, madam.
I'm not here to educate anyone. This is exactly why I said to you from the very beginning, whatever I am, whatever I believe in is my personal opinion.
And you're entitled to it.
Yes,
And I respect your right to believe what you want to believe.
Yes, this is exactly why
I disagree with you.
It's okay. It's okay. I disagree with you.
That's fine.
No, that's fine, right?
But
we're not here to fight.
my disagreement is based more on logic and rational. Because my claim, madam, as a scientist, is it's more logical and rational to believe in a creator than not to.
I believe in what we
Can you challenge my claim? Do you agree or disagree with my claim? It's more logical and rational to believe.
Though. It's not. It might be rational, but it's not logical. It's not really logical. What we have, just because it's.
You could ask me why.
I'm not familiar with your religion, which I
can tell.
Yeah. But it's not even that. It's not even that. I'm familiar with my religion, which is Catholic, Christian, and all that. From my
separate. We're very separate. We're very separate.
I know. But if you think about it, it's kind of the same.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Theory.
No, it's not.
It kind of, in my
it's
world.
day and night difference, madam.
But yeah, I've got mates that.
Even in regards to, the Quran, it claims to be from God. It claims that it's going to be perfectly, Allah is going to preserve it. The Bible doesn't claim to be from God, it's by man. Yeah? And no one claims that it's preserved either. Does that make sense?
That's details. That's details. I'm looking at the big image.
What's the big image, man?
There's someone who is saying, they created people, they created this, blah, 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 whatever it is. I'm saying blah, 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 not to be disrespectful, because I say
know
blah,
what you
blah,
mean.
blah,
I know what you mean. That's fine,
background as well. But that's the big image. I'm not talking about the details. Who, how,
Someone,
what, when, why.
I would say, this is my definition of God, right? He's uniquely one.
Okay.
Yeah. He's self-sustaining, eternal. Doesn't need anything from anyone or anything, right? It's self-sustaining. Hence, and then he doesn't have offspring, nor was he born. He's not created, and there's nothing comparable to him. So my argument for the universe coming to being is something that's all-powerful, all-knowing, outside of the universe, create the universe into existence. Yeah? And the average atheist or whoever might say, it just popped into thing. I'm saying there's too much design for there not to be a designer. I'm saying, give me something that can rebuttal my claim. Because at the moment, you don't have to believe, and you're okay with not believing.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you don't have a good reason not to believe. You don't even have a reason to believe, not to believe. Your reason is it's just not important.
Do you know what my reason is? People are dying every day because of religion. People are arguing every day because of religion.
I would argue.
Listen, my 3 boyfriends. So I moved to London 4 years ago. My 3 first boyfriends were Indian.
Yep.
2 of them were Hindu, 1 of them were Sikh.
Yep.
I couldn't, 3 of them, the family rejected me because of unknown reason, because I'm not the same religion, because I'm not from the same background. To me, that's bullshit. If you love someone, you give them love, you respect them, right?
I'm going to address that point, but carry on. I want you to finish what you're saying.
This is where I'm going. I don't want to continue this conversation. I respect everyone.
But you don't know what I'm going to say, by the way. Yeah? Because I think, right, but this is a side point, because the fact of the matter is, if I love someone, right, then I'm going to want the best for them in this world as well as the hereafter. I can't defend the Sikh man and the 3 Indians that you dated. Yeah? To me, that's an irrelevant point. And to be honest with you, I'm struggling to understand why you made this point. So I'm going to let you finish your point. What's the point you're trying to get to with that?
It's just to add because you're telling me that I don't have a what you say a valid point why I don't believe in religion.
Yeah. Tell me. You didn't give me.
It's all these things that develop over time.
But that's my point. A Sikh religion, then you should reject Sikh religion, then, isn't it?
It's not about Sikh religion.
You're not conflating Islam and
itself. It's not about.
But you're telling me what is your reason for not believing, madam?
It's how people are every day.
Is it people are dying? Why are people starving to death?
No, it's
if
not
God
about,
is, tell me. I'm struggling to hear what your reason for not believing in God.
It's because there is.
Do you
so
have
much
a reason?
tension in between religion with different people. There's so much tension, mate. It shouldn't be.
Who does that
Do you
though?
know that say where people say make love not work?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that to me, it makes perfect sense. Why am I here spending and wasting my time? Not really arguing, but let's say we're having a decent conversation, person-to-person conversation. Why are we doing this? Well, we could be speaking about different things that we might have in common, like sport, like books, like hobbies, like whatever it is. Let's say we go, I don't know, just anything else. Because you believe in something, fair enough. Oh my God!
Madam, that's not the point. You jumped ahead. You jumped ahead.
I'm not jumping ahead. What I'm going to the.
The moral of the story isn't have this conversation with me, become Muslim. The moral of the story is this is the conversation. I'm saying why there's good reason to believe in God, but you choose not to believe in God. I'm not even talking about Islam yet.
There's nothing that would,
I'm not talking about Islam.
Make me believe in God. There was nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
So
I was baptized as a Catholic.
Okay.
I went to the church.
Yeah.
I done First Communion, if you know what First Communion is. I had my, what is First Communion?
Madam,
First Communion,
you're conflating different things.
I was raised in a very religious household.
Leave religion to one side. What is your motivation for not believing in God? So you can just say to me, you don't want it, it's not important. It gives you no benefit. Yeah. So that's it. So you don't have a logical, rational reason for disbelieving. And I'm saying that you're valid. That's your opinion. You can hold that position. So you can leave this conversation knowing that you not believing in God, you don't have a logical, rational reason. And if you did, share it with me. I've tried my best to share.
I did. The last 10, 15
Madam,
minutes.
that's not logical reason.
That is a perfect reason.
It's your reason.
Yeah, but it's a perfect reason for me in my head. And you can't judge that, right? Because it's my reason. It's my personal reason.
But it's not logical though. But it's not logical. Do we agree that it's not logical?
Do not believe in this religion. Do not do this. I'm not standing here and I'm not telling you this. Because you have your own reason why you decided to continue with the religion.
Is what you've said logical and rational?
It doesn't matter. It's my personal opinion.
Madam,
I'm a person. I have the right to believe in what I want to believe.
We've had this conversation, madam.
If I don't want to believe in any God and in any religion, then let me be.
No, that's fine. I know.
I need to go now because I'm.
You go. You go.
10 minutes away.
Your boyfriend is a very patient man.
He's not very patient because he's ringing me every single minute, and my mates are waiting in the pub. But it was a good conversation.
Thank you very much for your time.
That's why I'm not being rude. I'm not being this.
No. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time.
Religion and take care.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.